Hello and welcome to Top Sim. My name is William Lebowski. Today a lot is going to happen in this little intro, and first and foremost, as you probably have noticed from the camera, I am in my new place. I just felt like it was worth mentioning. This is the first video from the new place. But anyway, moving on to the gameplay. Haven't said that in a while. I have been racing at LFM all week, and I've done some AI racing starting today for about an hour and a half, and it all went really poorly, and I couldn't tell what was the fault of the touring cars flipping over and the randomness of the AI, or what was my fault. And thinking about that more made me realize that I'm making a lot more mistakes than I thought I have. So if you're interested in the timestamp to just jump right into the incident, check the description or check the little seeking player, and you can go right to that. Or if you want to watch the first part leading up to it, which is just more of a standard video. But what do you guys think? What should I have done differently to avoid getting caught up in this scenario? Definitely interested to hear your thoughts. Alright, that was a very dangerous and chaotic first lap, but it kind of did a necessary evil for me, and that necessary evil was giving me the opportunity to have some space as another car goes flipping off track. But I think one mistake I've made here with this race is sometimes when it comes to different cars and tracks and rF2, you can't overload them with AI, and even if it seems like a field size of 20 to 25 would fit here at Knockhill with British touring cars pretty swell, in practice it does not, and the AI just don't have enough room, and everybody ends up flipping off the track or running into each other and creating these really unnecessary experiences. I just want to point out, and I only point this out because I am such a big fan of rF2 and I'm not bashing it, but other sims kind of have that figured out. They've kind of got that under control. That being said, when it comes to that Q4 content drop, we're going to be seeing some brand new AI. The AI are getting a rework, which is definitely needed, as you can see from this race. So really looking forward to that. And hopefully that won't be a gripe for much longer. Oh, getting a little skiddy there. But like I had mentioned, it did a necessary evil for us. It cleared up the track a little bit, spaced us out, and we didn't have to go through the first couple laps all bunched up like we would have had to have done without any kind of intervention from the crash gods. But anyway, let's see what kind of position we've moved up to at this point. Wow, all the way up into 6th from all of that. So that was a pretty significant amount of the field getting caught up in that accident. And so there's the thing to remember about these touring cars is that unpredictability isn't the right word. They're pretty predictable, so to say, in terms of their behavior. It's very replicatable. Man, all of these cars just driving on two wheels, though, really kind of pisses me off. And pisses me off is not the right word, but it just sucks you out of the moment every single time it happens. Yes, British touring cars do get a little slidey and a little bit airborne. That is par for the course, but not nearly to the extent where they're constantly flipping or at least once a lap driving on two wheels. Oh wow, that Hyundai made a great move, but just as we were saying, that shouldn't have ended up in a flip. That being said, it really takes you out of the experience, out of the immersion, and out of the battles that you're having when cars are constantly taking to the sky or driving on two wheels like it's some sort of Daniel Craig stunt or Tom Cruise stunt driving, and that can be frustrating. Speaking of slightly frustrating, I have been running these cars with LFM for the past week. Knockhill has been the circuit for the weekly rotation. This week has landed on Knockhill. There we go, finally got that right. And so I've been having a lot of fun on this track in those races. I am not having a perfect LFM experience, and I'm not going to go as far as to say it's any fault of the service or of the user. I want to blame a little bit the user, just because I don't want to put all. I don't want to take all of the blame here. But I'm having just these experiences like you normally would where on online racing, where people make moves that are just crap, unfeasible, and something that they would never do outside of a sim or outside of a game or anything like that. And so that can be frustrating. But that being said, the biggest lesson I learned in iRacing is even if you are getting caught up in mistakes that are other people, if you're getting caught up in accidents that are other people's fault, it does still take two to tango, and you do still have a responsibility that has landed you in that situation, whether it be you not backing out or whether it be you placing yourself alongside a driver you know will make a crappy move, or you're placing yourself in potentially compromising situations. And that is the lesson that you really need to have in your head cycling as well in a peloton, which is something that I also have experience doing. And that is, you can't... One thing in cycling specifically is if you would always see a guy that was always bandaged or always had some sort of fresh wound or something like that, you would generally stay away from him in the peloton, because he would put himself around situations that would make it dangerous for him and thusly everybody else. And so that is something that needs to be learned when it comes to racing online against other people, because that will happen frequently. It'll happen maybe even constantly. And so part of being a good, skilled driver is learning how to avoid those situations for yourself. And that is precisely the skill that I need to be working on in order to excel, or to just even have fun with online racing at this point, just because that is the problem I'm having. I'm getting caught up in stupid mistakes that are either created from myself, or I've put my car in a position where it's highly susceptible and highly likely to be taken, or highly to be involved in some sort of terrible accident or just annoying accident. And so that is something that I have to work on in order to grow and to have fun. So I don't... Whoa. So I don't mean to squarely put blame on other drivers or on the service. Like I was saying, there's a lot that I need to work on myself in order... The double? Oh man, these AI are like... It was a... Okay, so that is exactly the kind of thing I'm talking about right there. I put myself in that position. That was a bad move. That was, you know, a lunge, a pretty far lunge too, and it seemed like it was possible, and so I went for it, and that was a mistake. Luckily, it didn't end my race here. It gave me a little bit of damage, nothing that couldn't be overcome, but at the same time, I've played a lot of R Factor 2. I could have guessed that something was going to happen there, especially here at Knockhill, and having the experience where just getting battered by the AI all of the times setting this up, and at the beginning of these races, oh, on the grass, that's going to cost me my whole straight. We're going to lose some positions here. Let's see where our damage is at. All right, so that front left is sitting at blue damage, but it's not necessarily pulling to the left, I'm finding. That forward going in on the inside. What were they thinking? See, now that is a situation where I didn't do anything wrong there. And here I am paying the price for it. But what was I supposed to do? Just completely give them that position from before the entry of the corner? Like, I saw they were going for it. I knew that that was a bad opportunity. It wasn't going to be... it wasn't going to work. But I'm supposed to just give up my position when that happens, and now the car is way out of alignment. I'm going to have to take a pit. So it's just incredibly frustrating to have that kind of experience. 100-second stop. My race is over. So what is the lesson there? And it's hard to really extrapolate those kind of lessons when you're racing AI, because you would like to think that, logically speaking, a real person wouldn't have made that move. It was my line, I was holding it, and they were placing themselves on a line that just wasn't going to work. They essentially Max Verstappen'd me in Monza or Brazil. There's just no conceivable way that that was going to end up working out, but somehow they still went for it. And again, what was I supposed to do? Completely back off, give them the position before we even hit the braking zone? I would have still been racing, so maybe yes, that is the lesson to learn. But at the same time, man, that just does not seem like my fault. I mean, it wasn't, but what am I going to do about it now? But I am going to call this race here. That was disappointing, but that has kind of been my sim racing experience as of late, so I just kind of felt like sharing that. I think maybe other people would be able to identify with that struggle. Maybe it's a recent thing. Maybe it's been something. I don't know. I feel like for me personally, it kind of goes in cycles and waves. It's not always a constant problem, but it is something that I find happens to me in chunks. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'm sorry that this video wasn't as exciting or fantastic as it could have been. There is even a high chance that you're not going to see this video. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. If this video did make it up to the internet, why not give it a thumbs up, and we'll see you in the next one.